And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're taking a look at Brynk, the baffling balancing game. Now I know, and you know if you're watching this, that there is a lot of balancing games out there. In fact, if you're making a dexterity style game, it's like, hey, maybe we can balance things. And anything from monkeys in a barrel to Jenga, there are lots of games you're trying not to make something fall. But what Brynk does, I think that's interesting, is it adds kind of a sliding smooth surface, which is hard to explain. I think the best way is to just show you. Now while Brynk comes in a box, the whole thing fits into a container where you can actually hold it out like that, pull out the container, and all the pieces come inside. You have these plastic pieces, and what you're going to do here is you're going to basically take this, put it upside down like this. You're going to put this little wheel contraption on here. It has 3 ball bearings in it, so it moves around like this. Then you're going to place this dome on top of it. Now, what's really surprising is how smooth this whole thing goes, because the dome is moving on the balls itself, right? So it's sliding around, and the balls here are moving on this. So it really has this fluid feeling. Now, it doesn't fall off too easily, but you realize that it is not extremely safe. So then players are just going to take turns each time, taking a piece and attaching it somewhere on here. Now, as the game progresses, you're going to see that players are going to be putting these here. At first it's pretty simple, but as you place them like that, they're going to be moving this. It's going to be sliding around. And your goal is to not make it fall. So let's add another one over here. And you can see now how it has tilted dangerously to the point where it might fall off. So maybe I'll add another one over here, which swings it around that way. Let's see if we can add one over here. All right, things are looking up. Oh, pieces have fallen off here. Now the goal is not to make the pieces fall off, okay? Now what players are trying to do is not make the whole thing fall, but if pieces fall at all, you're out of the game, okay? So it's not over yet, you're just out of the game. If the whole tower falls over, the game is gonna be over, and whoever's the last person to have played successfully is the winner. So if I had just made those pieces fall, I would be out, but the game would not have ended. And you can see all kinds of cool things can be done here. Let's see if I can add this one to this. And again, you see how dangerously precarious that's gotten. But I am foolish, and I will add another one to this one. And again, that only knocked me out of the game. Eventually, though, you might make the whole tower fall off. Well, it didn't fall off there yet, did. This piece did. But that's how you play Brynk. Well, there you go. You should be able to tell from watching that whether you'll like the game or not. As for me, I found the game enjoyable. It is a simple dexterity game to be sure, but that fact that it slides around in that bucket was just a lot of fun for me and my family. The games are very quick in this one. We have many of these balancing games, once you get good at them, you can stack everything up and nothing falls. We have not yet done that with this. Now, I'm sure it's very possible to pull that off, to make big trees of these plastic pieces. The whole thing looks cool, but for me, it's just the fact that the whole thing is shifting and tilting. I mean, we got these old games like Tilted where the whole thing is tilting on one thing, but here it's sliding around, and you almost have to think opposite. If the whole thing's tilting that way, I need to add a piece on this side, which seems, sometimes it feels like you're thinking backwards. You're really not. So a lot of fun for the whole family. This is one that I enjoy. That's Brynk. Dice Tower Judgment approved.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at DicetowerNetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door.